Director Zack Snyder decided to use Twitter to give us a first glimpse of not only the Batmobile but also Batman from his upcoming film Batman vs Superman. And while the fans are certainly getting excited over this image, and to some this is not really news, to me personally I get excited because it gives me an insight into the approach that they're taking towards this character. Because if you take a look at an image of the Tim Burton Batmobile, for example, you get a sense of a hyper-architectural, goth-like, almost still realistic world, but in its own little self-contained universe. If you take a look at a Joel Schumacher Batmobile, it's a little more flashy in its design, and you get that kind of impression through the film itself. Furthermore, if you look at the Tumblr, you definitely get the impression of a far more realistic iteration of the character, and in this particular case, I look at the Batmobile, and I see something that is realistic, but the jagged edges towards the end kind of add that bit of surrealism to me personally, that would actually fit well with the Man of Steel universe created, which was a slightly altered iteration of Earth. And if we take a closer look at Batman, it's first great to see Ben Affleck really possess what I believe is the physicality of Batman. Granted, this is just an image. Him actually moving would make a big difference as well. But from this costume alone, it feels like a bit of a blend of that of the Arkham video game series, along with a slightly and relatively smaller set of ears on top of his cowl, which to me is an intriguing design. And in this particular image, I get the sense that it's not exactly afraid. In terms of the size of its logo and everything on the chest, this film does not feel as afraid as maybe Man of Steel was, which seemed to be taking relatively safer decisions throughout its production. So I do get a vibe that they are going to go down some relatively strange routes, if you will. Furthermore, from this very look, again, this is mere speculation that I am deriving and in fact reading far too much into from an image alone. This is not even a trailer or the movie in and of itself that I could really judge, but I get the impression that the kind of portrayal that Ben Affleck might give in this film, as Batman will be of course very brooding, but as Bruce Wayne is something I'm actually getting more excited about. I get the impression that he could give something very similar to the Bruce Wayne that we saw in Batman the Animated Series. Again, this is all speculation, but a picture at the end of the day is worth 1,000 words, so I'm just telling you everything that I've imbibed from it. Really though, I am still quite apprehensive about Batman vs Superman. There are a million other things that I'm still more worried about than just one particular costume design or the look of the Batmobile, but at the same time, it makes me a little more positive. This nugget of information has made me a tidbit more excited about the possibilities regarding the portrayal of the character of Batman, leaving me and other fans, of course, a little more optimistic.